know what? If you like the last few days here in Southern California, you're going to like the next few days. Today, though, going to be a little bit cooler than yesterday, and that's because we are talking about one system leaving, another one moving in. So if you went to the beach this weekend, you probably noticed the elevated surf. We're going to continue to see more of the elevated surf and dangerous rip currents. We have a high surf advisory for Ventura County, what you're seeing here in purple, and then everything else. We have a beach hazard statement for LA County and also for Orange County. This is all going to last until later this evening. The high surf, though, for Ventura County will last until tomorrow. But we're talking about just some bigger than normal waves. And then we had that full moon yesterday, so we have some astronomically higher than normal tides. Here's a look at the clouds. We have a little bit more of the patchy dense fog near the coast. A lot of that has returned. And then we have a lot more of the high clouds streaming overhead because we are definitely trapped between one system as another one is starting to move in. So that's what we're dealing with. Okay, so here's a quick look at what to expect as we head into the next few hours. We are talking about temperatures gradually warming up. It may not be as hot as this weekend. We're looking at a lot more 70s versus 80s, but we're definitely sitting above average still for LA and Orange County. So 57 this morning, 76. This is our now and later forecast for later today. Patchy dense fog near the coast should gradually start to clear to mostly sunny. Temperatures, as I mentioned, will go down a little bit, but that next warm up will be arriving starting tomorrow. And then we could even see peak heat once we head toward the middle of the week. So we could actually see some records falling. So that's something that we'll continue to monitor. This is what's happening. Here's a look at this one system moving away, another one starting to take up space here in Southern California. By Tuesday into Wednesday, you can see it really starts to strengthen. That's where we could see some records being broken, and then it sticks around through Thursday. Then by the end of the week, it is slowly moving away from us. But I want to show you our next 6 to 10 day outlook here in Southern California and also for the West Coast. So what that means is even though that high pressure system is breaking down by the end of the week, our temperatures will remain above average for not just the West Coast, but you can see a big swath of the western half of the United States. And then you can see on the eastern side, we do have much colder conditions, but we're definitely feeling the above average temperatures. We're going to stay dry. In fact, starting Wednesday, that'll mark the 30 days since we've had the last rainfall here in Southern California. So this is what we're dealing with as we head into the next few days here in Southern California. So if you like the warm, dry conditions that we're used to here, we're definitely going to continue to see that stick around as we head into not just this week, but also spilling possibly into next week. So that's something that we'll just continue to watch. But highs today, you can see much more of the 70s on the board versus the 80s like yesterday. We'll have 80 degrees though for Van Nuys, 78 for Pasadena. Still really nice, still comfortable. 76 for downtown LA, 72 for Malibu, 73 for Santa Ana. Our 7-day forecast. Temperatures for the Inland Empire will remain in the 80s through Thursday, but you can see today will be in the low 80s before we get into the mid 80s for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then once we head toward the end of the week, that's where we finally get out of the 80s and head into the high 70s for Friday and Saturday, then 80s again as we head into Sunday. Valleys are going to be in the low 80s through tomorrow, and then we're peaking on Wednesday to 87, 77 once we head toward Friday, and then LA and Orange County 76 today, 88 by Wednesday. All right, Kalina.